All right, so she received her Bachelor of Arts in Biochemistry, Microbiology, Biochemistry and Microbiology, her Master's in Food Science and Human Nutrition, and her PhD in Biotechnology, which means there are no more degrees for anybody else in the world to have, because Dr. Olive take up all of them. Dr. Olive Jean Burrowes is a scientist helping to close the gap in a male-dominated field. Is it still a male-dominated field?
To some extent, yes, I would say that.
Yeah, but lots of strides have been made by women such as yourself.
Absolutely, from my time till now, lots of strides.
Well, good morning to you, and thank you for being on our show.
Good morning, Simone.
So you've been home less than a year. Your career has taken you far and wide. Tell me first about where the love of science started.
Oh, the love of science started at Manning's High School many years ago. First or second form, I think. My first science class, fascinated. Copper sulfate, which is a kind of colorless whitish crystal.
You remember down to the copper?
I do, actually. Whitish crystals, when water is added to copper sulfate, brilliant blue. I thought, this is it. I want to be able to do this. It blew my mind. So that's where it all started.
Wow, wow, wow. So lots of years of study later. Tell me about the career trajectory now. After you did the bachelor's, were you here before you did the master's, or did you do the master's overseas?
I came back with a year. I was fortunate enough to get a Fulbright scholarship, and within a year or so, I was back in, well, this time it was the US, because my undergrad was in England. Wow. And I went to do my master's in food science and human nutrition. That was University of Florida.
Wow. So you are well qualified and well prepared for the role you now occupy. Tell us a little bit about, so you came home last year, August of last year. You are now heading the NCST. You're the executive director. Uniquely qualified. Tell me about what it is that the organization does.
So the organization, the NCST, National Commission on Science and Technology, is an agency under the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology. And the mandate really is to be that umbrella organization that collaborates with and coordinates the activities and promotes science and technology in Jamaica, obviously for national development. And when I say all the stakeholders, whether it be academia, other ministry, other agencies, ministry departments, as well as international agencies.
Is that big work, Dr. Nada? How has it been going?
So far, so good. Obviously, I'm readjusting to Jamaica, and you know, it will take a while to be fully engaged, but right now, I really like what we're doing.
Fantastic.
I'm really enjoying the fact that we are looking to popularize science, bring it to the man in the street. And there's so much to do, but we can get there. And I figure with a good team, we can do it.
Yeah.
And the collaborations with other organizations.
Because it really is at the root of everything we do.
Absolutely.
We just don't know. And so sometimes we need organizations like yours to break it down to us to a mass level. How challenging has that been to educate, as you say, the man in the street, from the man in the street to the man at the top, right? About the importance of science and technology in our daily lives? And are you getting buy-in from folks to move your mandate forward?
Well, it's a little early to give a fulsome answer to that, but I think we have the support at the top. The ministry is looking for the mandate that's coming really from the Prime Minister himself. Is the support for popularization of science. I just told you that my love for science started at age 10. Back then, you did common entrance at age 10.
I did.
You did too?
I sure did.
And I was fascinated by what I saw. So really and truly, you're going to need for us to have strong science educators. So one of the things we're looking to do is having seminars and workshops with science educators. And we are bringing science to the classroom. I know that you need the movers and shakers to be interested here, right? And they need to see the need. I think we have that, at least in our ministry. My job here now is to bring in everybody else, you know. We are connected with some international agencies who they are looking for gender equality and hence females, right? They are also looking for what they refer to as disadvantaged groups. And so the technology has to move towards people who would not normally have access.
Want to be inclusive.
So yes, to be very inclusive. So the support, I think, from the hierarchy is there. And I think we are ready and charged to do that, because the difference between, let's say, what we call a developed country and a developing country is the fact that their technology is far ahead of us.
Absolutely.
So
are we going to get left if we don't implement it?
We don't have a choice.
So this requires not only an equipping of ourselves with the actual tools, but it starts with a change in the mindset. Which is usually the most difficult part.
Absolutely.
You'll walk up into a wall if you don't have somebody who's buying into what you're selling. So you have the support at the top, cascading down. You say your teachers are ready, but you have all been through such a difficult 2 years, especially with this COVID thing. Interestingly, the technology has played a crucial role in keeping the education going. So it's a bit of a, you know, a 6 of one, half dozen of the other, a paradox at the same time. How do you ensure that your teachers now use this technology to make such a core, important subject fun for the students? Because imparting the knowledge when there's been so much learning loss and you have so many disengaged students is a huge, huge challenge, no?
It is indeed. So again, if we look at what happened in the past 2 years, we realize that technology is critical. So that is enough to, I think, to actually cause those teachers to become very interested in the technology. So we're looking at training in the digital world, because we now know that without that, we will be left behind. Not only our teachers and our students, but just globally, because globally, that is where everything is going. So one of the things is, like I said, training the teachers. Well, not training, sensitizing them, okay, because we're not teacher trainers, as well as bringing education of science and technology from the lowest level, from the youngest level, to sensitize them. Of course, we're going to need support from private sector. And I'm taking the opportunity to appeal to the private sector.
Go ahead, appeal away.
To the private sector to be engaged, because you know what? A part of this is about increasing the quality of life for all Jamaicans.
Absolutely.
And when you do that, you have better workers. You have more engaged workers, more loyal workers. So it helps. It's to the benefit of the private sector to support science education, etc.
If it will help us towards Vision 2030?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's looking a little
make Jamaica the place to work, to live, and raise their
families and do business. Doc, we have to go. We are so glad you're home and that you're steering the ship. You are ably qualified, and we look forward to seeing the strides that you will help us make in this field. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Can I just put a little plug in here?
You have 10 seconds because we have to go straight to news.
What we do is have a technology science and technology innovation competition each year. And that is to encourage local scientists or local people who do a little thing in their backyard to bring this into fruition, that it can be applied to everyday life, increase their pocket and help Jamaica to move forward.
Gotcha.
So there's a competition that is happening in November of this year. I hope I get a chance to tell you more about it.
Yeah, man, you can come back, man. No worries. We'd love to see you again. Thank you very much. The lady of many degrees, Dr. Olive Jean Burrowes, Executive Director of the National Commission on Science and Technology. 1 hour left to smile. We'll see you again after we come from Studio B. News is next.